What's up, Sherpa Network? Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, a.k.a. JT, a.k.a. Jay On, a.k.a. Sherpa Winfrey, host and producer of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is a Domain Sherpa review where we get into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples to learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain name investors ourselves. These are the experts, the OGs. We got a special guest today on the show for the first time, but we'll get to that. There are 4 segments to a Domain Sherpa review. We've got the grand opening. That's where I intro the Sherpas. We see what's going on with them, talk about some related things, some unrelated things. Then we get into the domain game. That's what we hear about what the Sherpas recently bought or sold. Everybody guesses on the price. We keep score. Somehow, someday, some way, eventually, we'll get the swag to the winners. We will, Braden. I just showed you the swag offline. You know what I'm
You just
saying?
showed me something that I will never have. That's what you showed me.
Well,
Like,
hey,
look, I'm never gonna send one of these to you.
hey, you're never gonna get this.
You could have shown
all
us a
right.
Magna Carta. We had the same chance of getting it.
Hey man, if you need Nicolas Cage to do like a the heist movie to get the Sherpa swag, like the Declaration of Independence and the new Sherpa hoodies. And then we've got segment 3, NameJet Going Jet. We review a list of domains coming up for auction on NameJet. We see what the Sherpas like and what they don't like. And last but not least, we got grand closing, where we'll discuss anything we haven't already covered, what's going on in the domain space, and looking at the market trends, current events, conferences, all that good stuff, allowing our guests to mention and promote anything they want to talk about that we've not already talked about. With that, let's go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. Over to my right on the show for the first time, although we did talk about him recently on a show, we got Daniel Kolaschuk, a.k.a. Danny Boy, a.k.a. Danny Cole Aw Shucks, a.k.a. Danny Nunshucks, a.k.a. Daniel Kolaschuk Taylors, a.k.a. Kolaschuk Goose, a.k.a. Daniel What's Cooler Than Cool, Ice Kolaschuk. What's up, man? How you living?
I love that you gave me an outcast, aka like that. That's a real honor. Like for the real
Hey,
hip hop
man.
fans, that's a real honor. I'll take it.
You know,
Great,
so
man. Appreciate.
there
yeah, go
are
ahead.
some new hip hop albums that have just recently come out. So for those of you that are the hip hop fans, I don't know if anybody's listened to the new Clips album, which is awesome. And there's a couple other ones. It seems like some OGs are coming back and dropping some stuff. I'd love to see a new Outkast album. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but forever, ever, that would be pretty sick. So
I'll just
what's
wait
up?
for the. I'll wait for the NFT.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just keep holding on, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Hodl.
I'll get the
Um,
NFT when I get my new swag.
Yeah.
Hey, so Daniel, what is good, dude? What's happening?
Just excited to be here for the first time. Just trying to sell something to somebody. That's all it is these days.
That's it, man. Well,
That's all of
That's what I
it.
got for you.
All of
Well, you're
it.
doing your thing at Hillco Global. Big shout out to Miller as well. He was on the show like a week ago, and yeah, I mean, you guys are just doing what you do, man. It's all good stuff. So, all right. Well, welcome to the show as usual. And then last but certainly not least, below me, we got my boy Shane Culture, aka Sugar Shane, aka Honey Shane, aka Mike Rowe, aka Blame It on the Shane, House of Shane, aka the Culture Club, doing it for the culture. In Shane in the membrane, in Shane in the blockchain, chain. Come back, Shane. What's up, man?
I'm just standing in for Steve Carell in a couple movies, so I had to.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to
Two-tone, the gray beard, the dark hair.
No, I'm home. I went on a 5-week training block in the mountains to run and hike, and I just got back and weighed myself, and we got to be a little careful. Daddy lost 19 pounds, so
Dude, I was gonna say, you looking like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I should call you. You're gonna get AKA Wilson pretty soon. You know?
I mean, Aaron Wilkin put the bar pretty high as far as hiking, and I think I did almost 300 miles this month. I'm in good shape, so we'll see how that translates. But the problem is the weather, man. Where I was, it was 75 every day, 38 at night, no humidity, and then I come home to this brutal humidity. Like, I don't know how people. I've done it for 30 years, but after you come back, I don't know how people do it. But yeah, it's good to be home. It's good to be back in my routine. But it was a really good month. So everybody needs that kind of month, right?
Dude, I would love to get me to some 75-degree weather. We're, here in Florida, we are dealing with 100 plus, and it feels like it's 103 today, maybe, and it feels like 113 type of deal. So I've been running, but it's actually gotten to the point where I have to strategically like run where it's like at 2 miles, I get to the gas station and I literally will go in and I'll like buy like some, I'll drink a Gatorade, a water, chill, let my body temperature recalibrate, and then I'll get running again. You know what I mean? It's really fun. And I end up, I'm like having these conversations with the guy at the counter. He's like, "Oh, you're back. What's up, bro?" You know, like we're vibing. He's like, "You all right out there, man?"
The whole world's looking for good weather that's not in California.
It feels like 113. Why isn't it 113? Why is it 103?
That's a great question, man.
It should be 113.
I'm with you. You know, it's like if it feels it, like what do you mean it feels it? Like, so is the temperature it or not? But it is. It's the
is it or not?
But it's like being in a microwave, and you know, and even when it rains, it doesn't.
And I think the whole country being so hot affects sales. Like, I think you're going to see. I literally think you'll see people spending less money this summer than they have in a long time because of the heat. It's
bite your tongue. Because hotter.
But yeah, you know, well, it is interesting. We're definitely getting into, you know, Daniel and I were talking about this before, you know, offline before we got started with the show. But you know, it is. You kind of see this time it's fits and starts or whatever the term is, where it's like, you know, things are just explosive, and then all of a sudden you hear nothing for a week. You know what I mean? It just goes like.
Well, this is the period of time, right? Like, so, and I put this online. Like, I do an email through AI. I'm 90% down on emails over the last couple of weeks, like compared to what I normally got, even this time last year. It's not just me. Like, people are just taking these 3 weeks, whether it's heat, kids are about to go back into school. This is vacation time. Like, don't let this affect what you're doing or think that you're doing something wrong until the middle of August. I'm not saying give up, but I'm saying prep. Don't expect a lot. Don't even try and get a hold of people. Like, my through rates on my outbound emails, again, super low, like lower than I've ever had them. So it's just, it is what it is. So you just have to, I don't want to say expect it, because it's not always like that. But this year, I think people are traveling hard and vacationing hard and just not working hard.
You know, to add to that, I will say that the people that care about that already know that they would care about the domain, they're replying. Like,
it's not that they're not replying. Yeah. It's the cold ones. Like, they're not starting.
Yeah, right. I would agree. I think that's actually a great way of saying it. I think you're right. And we've seen the same exact thing. Yeah. Hey, man. Well, that's it. I say it a lot too. Like, if I had bought enough Bitcoin back, and I had always been dabbling, but like didn't have a whole lot of Bitcoin around then. Not that I have a whole lot now, but even if I'd bought a bunch back in like 2011, like you see some of these big whales are like liquidating now, right? Selling into the, you know, these prices. And it's like, I don't know that would never be me, because I never would have held that long. The only way that it would have worked for me to hold from that long ago till now would have been like losing access to the wallet and like losing the hard drive and finding it in the landfill, and then being like, okay, now I can fucking access the shit because I haven't been able to sell up to this point, you know? But it's, you know, yeah, hodling is not easy. And we talk about it a lot with domains, because it's like, you know, the trend is your friend. You want to sell into the wave, trying to recognize the right time. You know, we're also, a lot of us that are older, you know, we've kind of been raised on different mantras, like time in the market is better than timing the market, and those kinds of things. It's just, it's so hard when you're like, but is this it, right? Is this the final, you know? I think Bitcoin is just, you know, it's just, I think when you look at all the macroeconomic factors and just everything about Bitcoin and all that stuff, we're obviously extremely bullish, and, you know, on just hold it long term, because it is what it is. Because it's, you know, and we joke around sometimes too about things like Bitcoin. It's one thing to go to domain conferences, you're trying to get some deals, you're selling specific individual domains. Bitcoin conferences is like, you're just going for something to do. For people that have that much Bitcoin and that are like, oh, I'm going to go to the conference and just go talk about Bitcoin. But really the best thing to do is just buy it, don't ever touch it, and then just go play pickleball or something, you know, because it's like, otherwise, you know, you're just going to sell early, unless you're going to day trade it. But even then, it's like, you know, you're better off just buy it, hold it, and sell it eventually whenever you actually.
And without getting too much of a tangent, one of the problems with domains is we don't get yield, right? So there's very few assets that you don't get yield. Now, I know people are trying to change that, and it's not going to change. But in general, it's an asset class that you can't, maybe you could rent out. I shouldn't say you can't rent out, but, you know, like a home, there's not many assets that you can't get anything for it while you hold it. We just happen to be one of those. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because if you own a property and, you know, you rent it out, and, you know,
Airbnb it or land, you can farm it, you know, treasuries, you know, there's just all kinds of things normally. So, you know, when it comes to Bitcoin, that was one of my decisions of why I sold a couple Bitcoin, is because I could take that 100,000 and take 200,000 and get 7% yield off of it, and would Bitcoin go up 7%? Or, those are the kind of things as you start hitting 55 that you have to analyze what you do. And I'm one of those people too that I don't have to pay for my kids, right? Like generational wealth, I don't care. Like my wealth is what am I going to do for buy a car. I sold a Bitcoin and bought a Bronco, like one of the stupidest things at 55,000. But you know what? I had a freaking good ass time in the Bronco the last couple of years driving through the mountains, and the Bitcoin wouldn't have given me that pleasure. So it's a balance of life and all this kind of stuff.
No, the Bitcoin would have gone up 2.5x, and that Bronco went down by 2/3.
Yeah. But for 3 years, I've been driving
the
through
Bitcoin, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All you do, you barely can look at it. You look at the balance in your ledger, and you're otherwise just like.
And
hey,
I bought the Bitcoin for 11,000 at the time. So yeah, it's just
dude.
again, it's all a personal thing. I think we've all done great. Like there's nobody, there's nobody sitting here that has not benefited from digital assets in their lifestyle. So
all right. Well, with that, let's keep it moving. We got the domain game. All right. So Daniel, do you have a name? Do you have something that you can share?
I have a personal buy.
All right. Personal buy.
okay.
So I'm going to give you guys my favorite name. This is from late last year. I haven't sold it yet. IYAR.com. IYAR.com.
IYAR. IYAR.
So vowel
Sounds like
consonant,
it's-
vowel consonant.
Farsi or something.
Yes, Farsi.
No, it's vowel. It's vowel. I guess it depends.
Oh,
Dude, I saw somebody
the
post this on
consonant?
Twitter the other day, and it
Why the
really hit
consonant?
home with me. They used to say vowels, right? A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. And
Yeah.
it's like, and someone was like, did I hallucinate that, or is that what they actually used to say? And it's
They
like
used to say that. I remember that in school.
they did. That's
Yeah,
what I'm so.
that's what I hate about English. It's like, here are the rules. The vowels are A-E-I-O-U. It's sometimes Y.
Sometimes Y.
But how is sometimes a rule? What is it? That's no rule.
Oh.
Sometimes. Sometimes when?
I'm with it. So, all right. Well, let's see. IYAR.com. IYAR.
IYAR.com. You bought a year ago, you said?
December.
December. Oh, 8 months ago. Okay.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So we've got me at 600, Shane at 850, and Braden at $5,500.
So over.
So Braden takes it. It was
Ooh.
$6,000. And I'm going to
wow.
tell you why I love this name. Why
Okay.
I absolutely love this name. So in the Bible and biblical Israel, IYAR is known as the springtime, specifically after the rain is done and all of the agriculture and vegetation starts blooming. So it's known in the Bible as a time of healing, growth, reset. Well, I have the description up.
So Jesus is your buyer.
No, I think so. Essentially, I think that it could be an agriculture brand, it could be a health brand, it could be a fitness brand. It's easy to spell. I think Radio Test is decent on it. But I think that first off, this is biblical Israel. Israel is at the forefront of technology. Second off, the whole, a significant part of the world, reads the Bible. So that's going to resonate with people.
Popular book.
And
you know what I'm saying? It's like the Twilight.
it's a pretty popular book. Exactly. So I think that reference, being a time of reset and whatnot, I think that meaning does make it a strong brand, like as a symbolic reference for a brand.
Is anyone using it?
I haven't checked recently. I listed it, believe it.
And I have a
what do you
question
have
for
it-
you.
what do
You
you have it
have
listed
you
at?
have it under make offer. You're not doing a buy it now. Like you haven't come up with a price. You'd rather explore through a make offer.
So the thing with Atom Premium is I don't get favoritism, even though I also wear the Atom hat, and they won't approve it for the price that I want, which is I would rather. So I have about a dozen of these like Radio Test friendly pronounceable 4Ls. Everything is priced at $125,000
Okay.
as bins, and they will not approve. This is the only one I cannot get approved at that number.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I do the same thing when you don't approve it, when I send it to you and it's not quite for what I want, I just changed to make offer. Yeah.
Right. So I wanted it on premium. So, the number that exists is less. I could have it with the price I want as a plus listing or a standard listing, or I could have it as make offer with a premium, and I want the premium.
And that's something good to think about. So you can get on the premium discoverability part of it, even though it hasn't been approved for enough, and then switch it to make offer so people can't buy it at that price, but you still get all the discoverability of the Atom platform.
Right. And somebody can reach out and ask me, right. And somebody can ask me and reach out to it. And, you guys remember Drew's spiel on the velocity of money with the trading names. Like, if somebody makes me, a half decent offer, I'll turn it.
Yeah.
It's like it can, it doesn't, I think that there is also a conversation of like somebody who might love it for 35 grand would get, maybe turned off by 125. Let them try.
Yeah.
Let somebody come in and like, the other thing with make offers, a conversation is required, which is favorable. Like, let's talk it out. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. I'll play ball on it. Like, I'm not going to hardball these names. Like, let's turn it and move it into the next thing.
He's got a point, but you're actually up now, Braden, to give us a buy or a sell. What you got?
I don't know if Daniel's not gonna know these. I just sold Jest on an LTO. Daniel, do you know what I paid for what I sold Jest for?
Yeah.
Jest.com.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, how about last month? SearchParty? Do you know that one?
I don't remember it. I'll tell you for sure I don't remember.
Okay.
That one.
So on sale?
Yeah, I didn't talk about that before, did I?
All right, SearchParty. I like that name.
All right, SearchParty.
Buy or sale.
This is a sell.
All right. Sold SearchParty.com. Can we find the price?
Bum, 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 bum.
All right, 3, 2, 1, flip it. All right. Oh, Daniel's at 35,000. Shane's at 185,000, and I'm at 250,000.
Jesus Christ! I wish it was that high. Daniel hit it on the head.
Oh man,
exactly 35.
Dude, all I know is
remember that.
Wait, was it actually?
It was exactly 35.
Come on,
that's
no. We're guessing each other's shit within like $10. Right on the money. It's okay. It's fine.
No, that sounds like
you're not getting any
that's
swag anytime soon. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Right. No, that's something you would price in the mid 5 figures anyways. That's totally something you would move for mid 5 figures.
Yeah, I'm surprised you sold it that low, man. What was the thinking? How long did you have it?
I think it was an old price. I've had it 5.5 years. I think if I priced it today, I'd price it higher than that. Mm-hmm. It might have been. It was through Afterneck broker, so it might have been a negotiation. I don't remember because it was last month.
Okay.
Yeah. The bin was 50.
Okay.
The bin was 50, and I'd have to look it up. I don't know where they started, but we sold at 35, and I took it. I paid $4,000 for it in January of 2020.
Solid. Yeah, I mean, you held it for a while, and I guess that's the other thing too. I find it always very interesting when we go over these names and stuff, and it's like, have you not gotten a lot of offers on it? Like, what has the the inquiries? Any make offers? Like, obviously you know better than anybody, right? So when you're like, hey, I've had this name for 5 years, like at that point, what's a good offer on that domain, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, look, I certainly prefer the 50, but how long am I going to wait? If I turn down to 35, how long am I going to wait to get the extra 15? That extra, is it going to take me another 5 years? I'm better off just taking the 35 and reinvesting it, right? Turn that 350.
Yeah, I dig it, man.
Right.
So hey, look, good return on it.
Sometimes I take deals. I'll push as far as I can, and then if I'll get the best and final, then I'm like, well, I'll just turn it. That's
good stuff. Yeah, I think I had said I was way under on sword.com the last time on the show, so I didn't want to make that same mistake again. And
I gave it a Braden bump up myself. So
yeah, well, I think it's a really cool name. So.
Yeah, I think obviously search is a fantastic keyword, and party can make it not seem so corporate. So you do have that kind of taking away from like a major official brand, SearchParty. But I mean, SearchParty it's a great name. It's everybody
That's the thing.
knows
In
that
my
they're not
mind, I'm
gonna
thinking
spell it.
it's some AI search, crowdsourcing, some kind of cool new tech that's coming out, under SearchParty, and like that's just a cool brand. So
Well, I haven't very many sales since last show, so I'll do a buy. I bought HighRanking.com.
That's good.
Spelled correctly?
Spelled correctly, just like it sounds. HighRanking.com.
what would be the alternative spelling there?
HI.
HI.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
HIGH
You said
ranking.
that. Billy, you could just delete it.
Well, I didn't know if
Hi, Ranking. Welcome to the search party.
High ranking. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Flip it. Ooh, okay. Daniel's at $550. Braden's at 4,500, and I'm at 5,000.
Daniel's win. It was 950.
Woo! Daniel wins, and he wins the domain game. First time on the show. Hype him up, Billy. Give us some stuff. Come on, give it to us. Fireworks, clapping, applause.
It's a phenomenal name, but I'm just like, Shane likes deals. I'm like, Shane found a diamond. Like everybody overlooked that, and Shane saw something there. Like that's what happened for me there. I was like, that's too good.
It's one of those where you win and you're not sure if it's going to come to you, right? Like, because anytime the name portfolio comes through GoDaddy auctions, you're maybe not. It might get canceled before, might not get delivered, might get renewed, but it came through. It hit my account 2 days ago. So yeah,
it's a sleeper. I love that.
Goodbye.
It's such a sleeper.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah.
Right,
now
well,
it's
good
just
stuff.
make sure Adam.
I think that's a different buy. I think like even if you were closer to either of their numbers, that was still a good buy.
Yeah, I don't think ranking is ever going, like whether it's website or anything, like we all want to rank better.
There's always going to be competition.
There's always value.
Everybody's going to always want to be ranking high in whatever it is, in whatever format.
And that's all I can do right now is when I don't sell anything, my only job is to get inventory. So when it comes around, I have stuff to sell. So,
and if anything, I think it's even better. Actually, I think it has the same use case as SearchParty. Where it's like, hey, SEO is on its way out. Like you now want to be mentioned so that you can come up in, the generative models and LLMs.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's where people are looking for things. You want to get mentioned there and you want to be well regarded to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So hey guys, we're moving over. I think it's similar use case.
All right, well, and congratulations, Daniel, with the big win in the domain game. So that is what's up.
Someday I'll get a hoodie.
Somehow, some way, someday. Well, will you be at NamesCon?
Of course.
Then I will bring you some swag at NamesCon.
Amazing.
You are officially on the list. Boom. That is where swag shall be handed out. And
he's only saying that because he can drive and actually bring the box this time.
Exactly. I'm packing the car. The car is going to look
you
like.
You could bring it to California though. But you also had a Sherpa. You had Billy carry all.
Yes, I legitimately had a Sherpa, and I just packed up Billy like a pack mule.
Yeah.
And I said, "Here are the hoodies, Billy."
They're like, do an X-ray of this guy. He's got 3 hoodies in his butt.
Billy's the true domain Sherpa.
Yeah,
he is the he is. He's
Speaking of which, I shout out Billy to the great video game video that he made. He made it. That was solid.
It was funny because Drew, so for those of you who haven't seen it, it's like the Mortal Kombat thing, and it's me versus Drew, and Drew beats me pretty bad.
That was
and
cool.
when I saw it, I was like, and that's why when Drew said, he's
Billy,
like,
put that in right now.
Final round. Fight. Finish him. Fatality.
Well, I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man? I didn't even get a hit in. You know what I mean? And he was like, yo, I know, man. And then so when Drew wasn't kidding when he said job security, when they were like, oh, how come Drew won? You know, and it's like job security, and it's not for me, it's for Billy. And he's like, yo, Drew, you kicked his ass. you kicked his ass.
Well, before I even saw the end of the video, I said Drew is gonna win. Like no matter what, no matter who he picked and who he fought, Drew is gonna be the winner.
You know, and it was
if Drew lost, he'd be like, we ain't using that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, that's it. You're all out of here. Well, and what was unfortunate too, it's like I got beat really bad. And then like I even showed my kids, you know, because I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. And they love gaming. And they're like, but they're looking at me sideways like, dude, dad, you got your ass kicked. I'm like, it's not real. You know what I mean?
I didn't actually play.
They're like, you got work, dad. You know, they're looking at me like, you know, they're thinking lesser of me. And I'm like, Billy, see what you did? You know, one of my kids is his godson. I'm like, come on, man. Do better, Billy. Do better, Billy. But it was really sick. I love that stuff. And
I think eventually here with AI and gaming, they will be able to make a game that really has all of us fighting.
Oh,
like
dude.
so
I mean, when you
it's
see like
not
some of
that
what the
far away.
graphics are looking like in sports games and stuff nowadays, you can create your own player to
Right.
look like you. I mean, it's like that's been there for a minute, but now it's getting to the point where it's like so realistic. And yeah, we'll have
You'll
a
see
Sherpa
Braden
Island
next
game.
show. He'll have like the little things glued onto his face, He'll be recreating his body.
Oh
like
yeah. Like
video
what is the
games.
suit, the haptic suit or whatever?
Yeah, he's
And,
in that Gollum suit, like they had in Lord of the Rings, and he's walking around.
we need to do a Sherpa Island game where it's like a survival game.
Oh yeah, you fight and then eat them. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the list. NameJet Gonna Jet, sponsored by our friends at NameJet. You can go to the site, go to the DomainSherpa page for this show. You can download the spreadsheet that's got a bunch of the data for it. The asked about appraisals, how many back orders is the time that we put the list together when the domain's going to auction, and all that good stuff. So, Braden, let's start with you. What do you like? What don't you like?
Okay, opening up the list. Well, I know you want me to talk about the legal names. So OceanLaw.
I always include legal names for you and .nets. And then for Shane, I'm always trying to find anything plant related. You know what I mean?
So OceanLaw, I think, is pretty good because it's broad, right? And there's actually a lot of stuff related to what's happening in the ocean. You know, growing seaweed and harvesting out there, and nautical boats, and
Yeah, maritime law is like a legit, like segment of the law, which I thought this would be a cool firm if that was. I guess it could work two ways. You either have somebody whose last name is Ocean, like a Danny Ocean, OceanLaw, or like you said, focusing on all things ocean related.
See, Daniel, this is what happens. JT says, "Why don't you talk about this thing?" And then you start to, and then he's like, "Let me tell you what I think." Like, why am I here?
Hey, you got the party started, man. The search party started.
So, but ocean, like to me, ocean is. I mean, yes, it's another name for maritime. It could be, but I don't know. It feels somehow different, right? Like maritime is more nautical and boats and that sort of thing, and then ocean feels like almost like land use, but in the ocean. I don't know. That's just my feeling. I haven't looked I don't know anything about this area of law, but that's just how I feel about it.
But you do know about law firm leads. Hold up the book. Show them.
I do know about that. That's true. And I like, so you put up a .net for me. So Eduardo.net, I don't know if Eduardo is the best name. I'd have to look up the usage. Obviously, we've heard it. But it does have some value, right? Because if you're Eduardo, that's a pretty decent name to just use for email alone.
I like AICounsel a lot because I do think that we're gonna have. I think we're moving towards a lot of people asking AI legal questions before they take it to the real lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and that's a correct spelling, right, Braden?
It is.
Yeah. So I think that's a great name to specialize in some AI legal. So I think legal, accountant, and medical will be something that we ask the most questions to. So I love that name. That's about appraisal of $100 is.
Yeah, it's actually sub 100. It was like less than 100, but I had to put a minimum. I had to put a number in there. I didn't want to just put it at 0. I would agree with you. I thought that one is the biggest disparity of like, sort of
Real
what
value.
the computer thinks it's worth. And I agree. I saw some stuff, and not to hijack you, like,
No, that's okay. I'm not as harsh as
Me too.
but I see a lot of these tweets because I follow a lot of legal people and stuff on X and whatnot, and they talk about how, like, there's a lot of that chatter about AI doing a lot of the legal work, and how there are firms that are eliminating associate positions and research positions because AI is doing all the stuff now, and they're kicking out, for some of the tools and whatnot, they're kicking out motions and briefs that are as good as first and second year lawyers are doing, and even better quality with no time and stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
think
and it's getting easier. It's getting easier to do like a llama on your own desktop, so you don't have to send your legal stuff out, right? So, the part of the thing people worry about is having all your personal information on ChatGPT, but setting up a personal llama, like businesses have a co-pilot type thing that's all internal, so they can answer their own questions internally. People don't. We haven't quite moved to where people have it on desktop personal LLM, but we will be there, and that's where legal and all this stuff I think we'll get a lot more of that in there. So,
Well, there are legal tools like Harvey AI, and so that has the guardrail set up.
but the next name I like BitLogic is fantastic with Bitcoin, and it just exudes crypto and blockchain, and it's a fantastic name. Another one that's valued under $1,000 is crazy. It's that's a super strong name. And then LandServices, I don't think people realize what that means. But here in the Midwest, we have a lot of land service companies. And in Texas, like when it comes to ranching, there's land service companies that manage your farms and your ranches and your they do everything from making sure that the tenants get paid to keeping records of what chemicals you put down. So land service companies are a really big thing. And same thing, I don't think Estebat has any idea, or most of the country has no idea. And land service doesn't work. Land services is what it is. So you may not see a ton of searches for it. You may not see, but I can tell you that there's lots of people that they call, there's also farm managers. It just depends how big it is. When it gets larger, they call it land services. So
Yeah.
I like that name.
Crypto, like bit was a term for all things, tech, software, IT, so bit applies to that. Logic is typically a suffix for solutions. It's anybody that offers any kind of solution towards the relevant thing. Like logic is a popular ending for that. There are quite a few companies out there like branded as BitLogic. And they're like IT companies, and there's a crypto company, and there's some others. I didn't dig into them, but like there's use for it. And I think that like that just to that audience, that name kind of explains itself to the relevant audience. I think that that's a name that you could price, at like $20,000. I think you could probably get 10 to 15 for.
Yeah, even more. I mean, I'd probably put that at $50K.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's going to be 6,000-8,000 at auction. To be honest with you, if not more.
I think it's
Whoever buys that's they're gonna price that at like 125.
Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing about that is when they registered
right to like it, right? I mean,
Bitcoin didn't even exist. I don't know the age of that one, but I'm going to assume that name was, just like Daniel said, was registered for byte way before Bitcoin even existed. It's funny how things happen, right? Like, crypto was cryptography, and all these crypto names that are old had nothing to do with crypto as we know it, but were registered as these sleuth cryptography kind of things.
And bit was a thing before, crypto and Bitcoin and all that. Like people knew bit. And so when they called it Bitcoin, like that just resonated to people because bit wasn't a brand new term to us, just like how coin wasn't a brand new term to us. It was just a new use case.
Braden, what about you, man? You got anything? Have you done anything recently?
No.
Published a book? Done anything like interesting?
Nothing.
No data centers opening up in August.
Law firm leads.
There we go.
By the one and only Braden Pollock.
This is my proof copy. They send you a proof. Make sure it's 100% before they publish. But
Okay.
So yeah, finally got that. I mean, I conceptualized it like 3 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Takes the village. I didn't like just bang away at the keyboard all by myself.
Okay.
Allie helped me a lot, and my staff at Legal Brand Marketing, and
Oh, big
finally
shout
put
out
it
to Allie,
together.
man. So
Yeah, she does a lot. I don't know what I'd do with that. I'd be a lot more useless.
a lot more useless. Yeah.
I wouldn't get nearly as much
It's
done.
not that your domain's useless. It's just
Yeah, she's the one that does a lot of the heavy lifting for me. So shout out to Allie.
yeah.
So yeah, finally got this book done, and then it's all about the algo on Amazon. So I asked a bunch of you for help, and thank you.
And we crushed it. We crushed
We
it.
did. We did a great job. Big shout out
Yeah,
to
you
us
really
did.
supporting.
Really
shout out
came
to
through
us.
for you.
Thanks, a village. So we hit number 1 in 10 categories.
Sweet.
Which is pretty good. And
when he says we, I consider it we, because I actually printed it out on mine too, because
it's we.
I left a hell of a review, and I felt that was almost as hard as writing the book. So